Yo, what's up? This is my YouTube page. Leave a comment, write a review, ask a question. I will write you back. A lot of the times, I will write you back. Welcome to my YouTube page. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Higgity, have no fear. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. What? Welcome to the Iron Dome of Disruption. Welcome to the Ziggity. The Ziggity Zone of Disruption. My name is Michael Rapaport, a.k.a. the Inflamed Ashkenazi, a.k.a. the Disruptive Warrior, a.k.a. the Gringo Man Dingo, a.k.a. Mr. New York, a.k.a. the Jewish Jake LaMotta. I hope everybody's feeling good. Hope everybody's feeling safe. I hope everybody is feeling sane. Welcome to the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, the world's most disruptive podcast. Boom. You see it. Feeling really, really good. What can I say? Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Whatever you're celebrating, not celebrating. We are coming to the end, my friends. We are coming to the end. This is the end. My beautiful friends, the end. We're coming to the end of 2022, and I hope it's ending as best as possible. I hope you drained as much out of 2022 as you possibly could have, and there's a few days left, so squeeze it for everything it's got, because 2023 is going to be wacky. It's going to be wacky. It's going to be wild, and hopefully, it's going to be wonderful. This is the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. I'm feeling really good. Feeling really safe. Feeling really sane. What can I say? What can I say? My wife had the monster. My wife caught coronavirus for what we think is the third time. Not once, not twice, 3 times. Third time's a charm. And she caught it. She got diagnosed. She went to some holiday party. And the next day, she felt like shit. And my wife, she ain't just a disruptive warrior. She's a warrior. She was down and out the next day. I was fortunately in the Bay Area. Shout out to Tommy T's. Boom. Shout out to Tommy T's. Shout out to everybody that came to see me in Pleasanton. Those are some dope-ass shows. The shows, the club, the staff, the vibe of that little city, that area, excellent. I love that club. I love that. They're like right up on you. It's like we're there. Like there's like a balcony. You could like high-five the people in the back. It's close quarters. I liked it. But I was there, and then my wife got diagnosed with the monster. Officially, she took a test, home test. It said, you have the monster. And then she went to the spot, and then they gave her another test, and they said, you got the monster. So I was coming home the next day or the day after that, and I had to make an executive decision because I hadn't been home in 12 days, which is a long time for me. I had to make an executive decision. The executive decision was to quarantine at a hotel, stay in San Francisco, go to LA. My mother said, maybe you want to come to, do you want to go to Florida? And I said, I have to go home. I've been wearing the same clothes for 2 weeks. I've washed them. But I have to go home. I've been sleeping in hotels. I need my bed. I need my own space. I need to be in the crib. So we decided to quarantine together. Now, full transparency, my apartment in New York, Nueva York, for my Spanish, Latin American, the Latin Rap-A-Pack all over the world. The crib ain't that big. So we had to figure out how this is going to go down. Am I going to be in the bedroom? Is she going to be in the bedroom? We're talking 3-4 days of this shit. Okay? we ultimately decided that I would be in the living room and she would be in the bedroom. This is ridiculous. Quarantining together. We don't have a basement. I don't have like a man cave. So I had to go to the crib and she don't want me to get coronavirus because I'm compromised. As good as I look, boom. I mean, you see it. You go, how can this guy be compromised? You're looking at me. You're like, what compromise? How could, I'm compromised. I have a compromised immune system. The inflamed Ashkenazi, that's not a nickname that I just got. That's a nickname that I earned. Just like the Gringo Mandingo. It's not a nickname that you just flew at me. Oh, I earned that. Just like the Disruptive Warrior. But I have issues. Now, one of my goals today for this particular podcast is to not cough. But I'm all banged up. I'm banged up in the game. Again, I'm feeling good. You see me. I look good. But I got the mucus. This time of the year, the mucus, the traveling, the flying, the ulcerative colitis medication, the food. Because when you're sick, you know what calls you? That bread, that yeast, that gluten, it calls your name. Everybody's a science expert. Everybody's a health expert. I know. You're like, Rapaport, the fuck are you talking about? What do you know about gluten and yeast? Boom. I know. But I am compromised. We know over the 4th of July, I was in the hospital. 5 days. Pneumonia. Okay, now what I got is not contagious. Maybe pneumonia is contagious. I don't know. That was when I was in the hospital for pneumonia. And that's when they tried to say that my contaminated. Literally. They accused me of having contaminated stool. They were coming in the Walter White outfits. When Walter White and Jesse Pinkman, when they cook up that meth, they were walking in there, except for it wasn't Walter White. It wasn't Jesse Pinkman. And the outfits weren't like custom made yellow. They were like bluish gray. They weren't, when your wife and your doctors and your nurse have to come into your hospital room, which ain't that big, which ain't that luxurious, in meth outfits, Walter White outfits, because you've been accused of allegedly having contaminated stool. That's something you don't forget. When I look back at 2022, I'll never forget when they were like, yo, we have to check your stool. I said, my stool is not contaminated. It might be a lot of things, but my stool is not contaminated. Where was I? Yes. My wife, me, compromised. So we had to separate. We had to quarantine in the crib. She didn't want to go to a hotel. She offered to say, you're not going to a hotel. We just have to do it. We mask up, Lysoled up. The day before I got there, like 36 hours before I got there, she's spraying. I said, why don't you just relax? Spray things down an hour before I get there. You're sick. You got the monster. The monster's gotten you. Not the first time, not the second time. This is the third time. And I know some people might be going, oh, did you get the vaccine? Oh, you super spreader this. Oh, you super spreader that. I'm not arguing with you dummies. You Trump supporting dum-dums. That's mucus. The point is, I went into the crib. We were separate but equal. She's in the bedroom, the door shut. You're not masking up in your own crib, double masking up in your own crib. The whole place smells like bleach and Lysol. I can't stand the smell of Lysol. I don't know. But it was 3 days of that. Sleeping on the couch. I'm in the bathroom. My wife comes in to use the bathroom while I'm using the bathroom. I'm in the shower. She comes in to, take a leak. She goes, well, why aren't you wearing a mask? I go, I'm in the shower, man. I'm in the shower. I'm not wearing a mask. Anyway, we got through it. We got through it because I got tested. I got tested again. Done. I didn't catch the monster this time. Maybe it's because I'm vaccinated. Maybe vaccine worked on the gringo mandingo. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, because who knows? Nobody knows nothing. I'm so sick and tired of people that can't even spell antibodies talking to me about I have the antibodies, and they have this and they have that, and I take zinc and I take vitamin D, and when I take my vitamin D, I take it with the vitamin K because the vitamin K kickstarts the vitamin D, and my antibodies this and my antibodies that. You didn't graduate high school. You didn't graduate high school. Go take an ice bath. Go take a hot shower. Learn how to spell antibodies and shut up. It's to each his own. You know what I took? Matzo ball soup. Okay? They call that Jewish penicillin. Happy Hanukkah. Anyway, I'm healthy as a horse, back to working out, but a little phlegmy. It's phlegm season. It is phlegm season, but it is our anniversary. 6 years married. I don't talk much about my personal life in general, but it's our anniversary. And you know, I'm not good with the gifts. Who knows what to do on the anniversary? I'm just happy that someone had me. 6 years, wife, even though she had the monster, could have potentially killed me with it. 6 years of being married. I've known my wife a long, long, long time. We were together, just to give you a little context. Me and my wife were together 21 years old. We were together from about 21 to 25. Then we broke up. We always remained cool. We didn't burn the block down. Because normally, when I break up with somebody, I burn the block down. I burn the block down. I blowtorch the street. There's explosions. There's cars. There's drama. There's possible arrests. Okay, I'm not incriminating myself and or anybody else. That's not one of my strong suits. Ending relationships. It's not something I'm necessarily good at. But this one, we always stayed cool. We stayed, friends. We got back together a while ago. Anyway, we've been married 6 years. We got married on a Friday, a misty Friday afternoon. We didn't even, Friday morning. We went to go get the marriage certificate. We were planning on a non-traditional wedding. We were planning on a very sort of simple wedding. Oh, and we simplified it. We simplified it real nice. We got married in sweatpants. But it was a beautiful day, beautiful ceremony. And honestly, the best decision I have ever made. So, happy anniversary to my wife. And God bless you. God bless you for all the shit you have to deal with just being in close quarters with me. The burping, the snorting, the sneezing, the coughing, the farting, the oing, the oivaying, the grunting, the groaning, all of it. It ain't no picnic over there. Speaking of picnics, they tried to rob Robert DeNiro's apartment here in New York City. Boom. The other day, a serial criminal who has been in and out of jail for robberies of a similar sort, breaking and entering, we call them B&Es. Bobby D, Robert De Niro, one of the greatest artists, one of the greatest actors of all time who lives on the Upper East Side of Manhattan in a townhouse. I didn't even know Bobby D lived on the Upper East Side of Manhattan in a townhouse. I live on the Upper East Side of Manhattan in a townhouse. And when I found out that a burglar broke into his house, I was like, I don't want to know where he lives. Because you know what'll happen? I'll start showing up on that block just to bump into Bob on a random Tuesday because I love him so much. I love him so much. It's not stalking. Is that stalking? I guess, would you call it stalking, Dave? Not stalking. It's just, I want to see a friend. I mean, we're not friends. I mean, but anyway, they tried to rob Robert De Niro's house. A woman at 2:45 in the morning, broke into his Upper East Side townhouse. Apparently there was a door open to get into his I think it's a private apartment, a townhouse. For those of you who don't know New York, it's like a separate thing. It's a rare thing. That's for the Bobby D types. Okay? There's townhouses that have multi-apartments. Bobby D ain't renting out his bottom 2 floors. Bobby D owns the whole thing. Allegedly, there was a door open, and this woman, and you could see a picture of her, she ain't bad looking. She kind of looks like Ice Spice. She's kind of cute. Looks like she's about 30 years old. Allegedly, she's got a laundry list of arrests. She's been in and out of the system. They keep letting her out. Bobby D gets awoken by some sounds at 2:45 in the morning, literally by his Christmas tree. You're not getting out now, lady. Crazy lady. You robbed the wrong Robert this time, you fuck. You broke into Bobby D's house at 2:45 in the morning, and you were trying to steal his Christmas presents under his Christmas tree. And can you imagine the shock on this woman's face? Not when she realized she was getting caught, but then that she realized she was getting caught by Robert De Niro. You got to feel like such an asshole. You got to feel like such a dummy. You're breaking and entering B&E, and the person who catches you is the Godfather, is Taxi Driver. Travis Bickle walks in on you, and he's probably like, what the f*** are you doing? Like, it's 2:45. He's probably, I heard he sleeps with a sleep apnea mask. I don't know if he had a sleep apnea mask on. I don't know if he was butt ass. I don't know how Bobby D sleeps. I don't care, to be honest. But I tell you one thing, you little Christmas tree bandit, you ain't getting out this time. Rest assured, they've let you in and out of prison just like this. You sneaked into the wrong motherfucker's house this time. But if Bobby D ain't safe, who is safe? If Robert De Niro's crib could get broken into, and some woman, thank God it was just a lone woman. I'm sure even at, I don't know how old Bobby D is. How old's Bobby D now? 80? No, Bobby D's 79. Check that. Bobby D is 79. Correct? Robert De Niro's 79. Even at 79, he could have taken you down. Ice Spice, cutie pie. You ain't getting out now. You fucked up. But I would love to talk to this woman like, yo, when you realized you broke into Robert De Niro's house, were you like, oh, shit? Were you thinking like, can I get a selfie before I get arrested? Because you getting arrested. And she looks like she's talking to the cops. She's probably nuts. You got a pretty face. Who knows what's going on upstairs? But like I said, if Robert De Niro's crib ain't safe, whose crib is safe? Lock your fucking doors. Bob, lock your doors. Somebody got to be fired. Somebody should be fired. Whoever's the head of security, his assistant, somebody needs to be fired. But I just would have loved, boom, that interaction when you break into Robert De Niro's crib. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? He can be like, what the f-? He comes down in character. Keep Robert De Niro safe. Keep Al Pacino safe. Keep Denzel Washington safe. Keep the greats. Keep the artists. Keep our kings safe. And our queens, of course. I'm talking about Bobby D here. I would love to have Bobby D on this fest. I'm going to get him on here. Bobby D's turning 80 this year. We're throwing you a birthday, Robert De Niro, on your 80th, whether you like it or not. And I know you don't like it. I know you'd prefer to be left alone. Your 80th birthday's coming up. We are not going to let that just slip by because we adore you.